I'm way behind schedule. I mean, the other days I'm here earlier and just waiting and reading through some other details. But today I'm way behind schedule. Good morning to everybody. This is Nigeria Info 95.1. You're listening to Morning Crossfire with Femi Live. Today is different. Today we need to pay a lot of attention to the state of our democracy and everything that involves in building it up and building it right. Many of you have followed through for many months now, the presidential election petition tribunal, and the verdict is due to be passed out today. Now, when exactly it will start and when it will end remains very open. So it's a very open day in some sense of it. If you're in any of the axes around Abuja or somewhere in the outskirts of Abuja, many of you might have noticed there's increased security presence and essential checkpoints going on. This is one of the reasons I'm late today. There's checkpoints going into town from Duse. That's after the Duse market, just climbing up that bridge. There's a checkpoint there. I do know of Yanya, there's a checkpoint there. I suspect that there will be Buhari, Zuba, and so many other places. So in case you see a buildup of gridlock in that axis, please essentially plan your day right. If you don't really have to leave home, don't leave home. Some of the federal government parastatals are asking their workers to stay back at home in order for them to be safe. I would recommend you do the same if you don't have reasons to be out. For those who run private businesses, shopping malls, banks, already I know the banks have taken a step back from providing their services in Abuja. That the start of yesterday, following the NLC protest action that started off and is already affecting quite a number of industries. So for those who are wondering where's the electricity supply to their homes and offices, you already know that the AEDC yesterday informed everyone that due to the strike, it was affecting their services. So electricity supply is barely available, if I would say. Now, the IGP has also ordered that police personnel be on the road. So soldiers, all kinds of security operatives are doing the best they can. In other parts of the country, you find in the southeast and some parts of places like Kano as well, where there are security presence. So anyone with some sense of volatility in the past is being treated with such level of watchfulness. So I would ask of you to do the same. Second thing to talk about, to quickly also mention before I dig into the headlines this very morning, is please, as much as possible, it's one thing for the security operatives to do the best they can to protect people from destroying properties or attacking facilities or just go on to become violent. Is another thing for you to stand in the corridor with your neighbor that you do know supports different parties who is essentially very volatile in their arguments and their passion and resolution that this or that or who should be the leader of the country. It is a very bad idea for you to argue out politics with anyone today. Whether it's before the tribunal or after the tribunal, keep your lips sealed. Our dear madams, please, this is the time you write down the names of noisemakers. Call your husbands in. Don't stand to argue politics with anyone today. Don't do that. Please, I ask of you, this is a personal plea. Every other day can be fine. You can call in on radio and use surrender names and the likes of that, and that would go. And we will know that, okay, nobody can reach you to be volatile to you. Now, the third thing I will talk about today, I'm almost pronouncing this Plateau roots. Okay, the third thing I will talk about this very morning as well, before we start the broadcasters, all our broadcasters, have been asked to pay attention to your calls and to your messages. We'll strongly reserve the right to read your messages in the interest of our broadcast. We would read them in the best way we can without losing the essence of the message. But we ask of you to be responsible and write responsibly and call responsibly. Today will not be a warning day. If you jam talk, will jam you off the line, okay? So we're not saying you can't have different opinion from what may be the maybe popular opinion or accepted opinion of some others, but we ask of you to analyze responsibly. Analyze responsibly. Comment responsibly, even on radio, irrespective of who you are. We might have been radio friends, family members for as long as we can. I will not make an exception. All the broadcasters have been told not to make an exception for anybody. So make your comment responsibly. Okay? Now, there's another thing to say, fourth thing to say. It is wise not to preempt judgments, and judgments is reserved for the judges sitting on these cases today. So we expect that they will be choosing out the words, having listened to the legal perspective of everybody involved, as a representative of various politicians and political parties. They will be making their judgment based on what they've listened to. There's still the Supreme Court to take the case to in the event somebody is not pleased about the outcome. So there's that option. Now, having said that, this is not the time to drag any judge, either by name or by position or by proxy. The judges reserve the right to make their own judgment. We can analyze what the judgment is when it comes along, but we would not accept anybody openly abusing or criticizing any of the judges. Allow the judiciary, conveniently to say for me, to breathe, okay? Allow them to do their job, okay? No criticism of judges before, okay? This is not the time to say, oh, you know them from when they were your uncle and your aunt somewhere. Keep it simple. Keep it clear. I've spent about, how many minutes now? 6 minutes explaining how we expect the day to be. But the key thing is let's all act responsibly throughout the course of today. Thank you for doing just that. Welcome once again.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I'm ready. Let's take on the biggest debates on radio, provide insights, experience, and build an unforgettable discussion together. I am Femi D. Amele. Live.
This is Nigeria Info.
Abuja, let's talk.
Many of you know when we use this bed, it means the story is really important, or the day is very important in its right. So we're going to use a good part of this much of today, okay, during a morning crossfire and I guess on every other broadcast. Let's start off by reviewing the papers. To remember, the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on our Nigeria Info are only informing you of the headlines as we have them for today. Having said that, let me also mention that if you are in any part of the country and you want to give us updates accurate update, I would say, as regards what is happening where you are, please feel free to share, but don't over embellish what is not or embellish what is not. We are trusting that you will be responsible as you call. Starting off, we'd like to review stories from Leadership, The Guardian, Vanguard, This Day, and The Nation. Labour strike suffers partial compliance over cracks in union. Abuja government to invest 2 billion naira federal government palliative loan on transportation. Tinubu has shown purposeful leadership in 100 days, says federal government. Why I set up 2014 national conference, Jonathan. Wike moves to collect 34 billion owned FCTA constituents cabinet. Shetima, Nasarawa government clears air on Monarch's trip to Abuja. Court lifts no debt order on Lagos Speaker's account. And of course, there are other stories to also follow through on today. Still with the Leadership newspaper. There's vacancy in Lugard House. PDP replies Kogi APC. Accounts for 13% oil derivation fund. Accord candidate tells Kogi APC. 2024, PDP must pick a candidate from Ondo South, says Akiwumi. I would have expelled Wike from PDP if, that's according to Momojuna. INEC resumes PVC collection for Imo, Kogi, Bayelsa governorship polls. NNPP expels Kwankwaso ex-chairman Akali and dumps party. That's Akali dumps party. 2023 polls. 5 judges decide Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate today. Edo Deputy Governor withdraws suit against Obaseki. Ogun APC LG Chairman disowns Adebayo. Moving on to the Guardian for today. Troops uncover illegal oil bunkering sites in Delta communities. Police engage terrorists in Zaria, rescue 3. 2 suspects nabbed for robbery, vandalizing Second Niger Bridge. Other stories, subsidy returns as federal government leverages NNPC to manage market shocks. The number that appears from this Guardian story is 318 billion naira subsidy now paid monthly. Marketers lament inability to import as NNPC maintains monopoly with foreign exchange assets. Okay, that's the lead from the Guardian on that. Police on red alert as Nigerians await tribunal's ruling on presidential election. Labour throws Abuja, Kaduna, Jos into darkness as electricity grid wobbles to 2,000 megawatts. Strike flops in Lagos as workers' banks shown NLC. EFCC's anti-graft war when Onja becomes the game. ECAS suspends Gabon over coup as Zambian president warns putschinists. While Nigerian airport concession remains suspended by Kiamu. Campaigners call for tax on wealthy on the wealthy as Nigerians attend G20 meeting. NNPC's NWC condemns move to expel NNPP rather, not NNPC now. NNPP NWC condemns move to expel Kwankwaso. All right, then, moving on to the Vanguard for today. Our founding fathers won independence, failed to build a nation, says Jonathan. Presidential poll, 4 women will decide Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate today. Strike halts activities in rivers, Osun, Edo, Kano, Kaduna, Cross River. Kidnapped Akwa Ibom NYC members. Fear grips parents as abductors' ransom deadline expires today. Rivers chiefs on the run as courts list them for killing. 1 killed as task force truck driver clashes in Mile 2. Despite Mantul is in Lagos, by the way. Despite improvement, reign of terror continues. Presidential poll. Okay, I did take that headline already. Okay, other stories. Biden to wear mask after First Lady tests COVID positive. Tribunal judgment. We must occupy Abuja today. Charlie Boy tells obedience. Okay, that's a very interesting headline from the Vanguard now. Minister expresses need for immediate rehabilitation of Lagos ports. 100 days. Tinubu's politics as it was in Lagos. I would have expelled Wike from PDP if I had such power, says Dele Momodu. Our protests against Jonathan's subsidy removal in 2012, mere politics, says Femi. Moving on to this day for today. Tinubu 100, strong start, stronger challenges. Otedola commends Sanwo-Olu on successful completion of Lagos Blue Rail. APC thanks Nigerians for supporting Tinubu. Federal government declares petrol subsidy removal irrevocable, rallies banking sector. Other stories, you would also find blue economy. I'm in a hurry to make impact, Oyetola declares. Federal government declares petrol subsidy removal irrevocable, rallies banking sector. Other stories, PEPT, Labour raises concern over comments by orderly. Tinubu arrives India, meets with Abuja chairman. That's one of the government officials there. Shanubi, that's the CBN, active CBN governor. CBN working with banks to clear forex backlog in 2 weeks. AGF calls for transparency management of cooperative society funds. Let me go on to the nation to round off now. Daily Independent champion, 2 of a kind. Beneficiaries of subsidy ready to frustrate government, says Shetima. CBN to clear $10 billion forex backlog in 2 weeks. I will break all barriers for investors, Tinubu assures. Otedola extols Sanwo-Olu on Lagos Blue Rail takeoff. Court stops expulsion of Kwankwaso from NNPP. Federal government, NLC resumes talks after strike. Justice Odili, count me out of your political bias, she replies. We'll fail to integrate into a nation, says Jonathan. UN scheme to boost women entrepreneurship. All right, well, these are stories here and there. It's time to check in with you. Do remember to follow through with our editorial guide. Your course needs to be devoid of hateful speech, lies, fake news, and abuses. We ask of you to be truthful and factual as you share with us on Nigeria Info for today. Do remember the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info are only informing you of the headlines as we have them for today.
This is Morning Crossfire.
I'd like to take your calls on this very morning. At this time, the lines remain 080 999 30137. You can also call in via the main line on 0700 951 0000. Okay, that's 0700 951 0000. Also on 080 9597 4869. All right, let's find out from you what you're thinking and your viewpoints. Good morning to you. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning, Femi.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to all listeners. Hope is my name. I'm the first caller today.
Yes, you are.
Femi, today is the day for the election tribunal. Yes. Yes. Whether they remove billboard or not. What we know is that all eyes on the judiciary. That's what we know. We pray that they deliver. Yes. Nigeria is bigger than every other thing you might think. But what you know, let them deliver. Let them give us what we vote for in 2015. This is that's my prayer. I'm not begging them, but it's my prayer, and I pray that we succeed. I will pray that Nigeria will move forward. Thank you. Have a nice celebration.
Thank you, Okwe. Grateful to you. Good morning to you.
Morning, Femi. It's Kingsley. Well done.
Yes, good morning, Kingsley.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, that didn't stay true. Good morning to you. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Femi. How are you?
Very well. Welcome.
How are your loved ones?
We thank God. Going on well.
My name is Abubakar calling you from Gwagwalada.
All right, sir.
We hope the judiciary will live up to expectation. A strong legal system creates a great country, a kind of legacy that we leave behind. Former President Jonathan was saying we have founding fathers as failures. If they are failures, what about the current ruling class? They are failures too. all the problems that we are facing in this country it should be on the doorstep of the ruling class. It is they that manipulate the constitution. They do their own bidding. They serve their own interests. That is why a rich country like Nigeria, we are thrown into a debt trap.
Okay.
We manage our assets. Our people live in abject poverty. The ruling class are living large. They remove fuel subsidies. They are exploiting the poor.
Okay.
To finance
Let's leave it at that so that we can.
of the rich.
I've got to take more
Ruling
calls.
class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. More calls coming in this very morning. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Hello, Femi, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. This is Emmanuel.
All right, Timano. Good to have you on.
Thank you, Femi. Femi said that Occupy Nigeria was political. You see, the truth is this. You see, all these our leaders, nobody should take them seriously because he is saying it now because nobody look at him. This present government did not look at his face. They did not give him any appointment. Had he been, they gave him minister, he will never come out. This is how bad they are. If they gave him one ministerial position now, he will not say this. And it's just too bad. And I'm sorry for people that are still believing in these our leaders. Now, our vice president said people that are benefiting from a subsidy want to frustrate the move. The question I ask is this, Femi D. Those people, do you know that if you know somebody that is coming to steal your thing, and you have already known, you protect your thing, you protect your thing for the person not to come and steal it. I don't understand this already. You've known these people. Why not expose them and deal with them? Why are you telling us they want to frustrate the move?
Okay.
Both our vice president and those people, they are all the same thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you think so? But thanks for your opinion. If you know them, why not expose them? I think that's the fundamental of your viewpoint today. Good morning to you. Oh, there. Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi D.
Yes, good to have you on.
My name is Godfrey.
All right, Godfrey.
From the revelation of Femi, can you now agree with me that most of these our leaders are unpatriotic? They organize the Occupy Nigeria just for their own personal, as he said, political reasons, not for the interest of the country, including the immediate past president of the country, joined knowing that they were destroying the country by that protest. Can you now see the kind of leaders we have? Eventually, he turned out to be the president, and he has turned this country topsy-turvy. Everyone seems to be confused now. That's the kind of leaders we have. They are so unpatriotic. It is annoying because you can't find that in any normal country. Leaders should be more interested in making the country work, even if it is at their own detriment.
Okay.
To love the country. I am disappointed and I'm ashamed of all of them.
All right,
Many
sir.
of them are now our leaders. They are in power. Shame.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your viewpoint. Let's just take on reading the messages. I've got about 60 seconds to go before I do rally back to your calls. I see a lot of them this very morning. Good morning, FMD. NNPP wants to expel Kwakwase from the party he founded is a mere political talk because I don't see it happening. Then Occupy Nigeria protest back then in 2015 was just political game. No problem. But they should know that the bigger Occupy Nigeria protest may come. If the judiciary fails to tender justice, FMD, we can never take it from them when the judiciary decided to tell what was white yesterday. It's different now. All right, Emeka from NPC Towers. Obviously, you know, I would not be pulling through in reading the rest of your message. Adelia, being very clear about that. Good morning, family. Please, Hope Movement resumes fully tomorrow because I'm at home now because of the restriction of movement in some areas. I want to go out tomorrow for my business. I believe so, if things do settle in. But I mean, the security guys are out there and they have good reason to be out there. And there are good reasons to be concerned. I won't say more than that. There are good reasons to be concerned. Please stay safe. There are good reasons to be concerned, but the security operatives are on top of the situation as they have made moves around such. All right, stay with me. After the break, we will take more of your calls, listen more to you. I've got a clip of where the former Minister of Solid Minerals, Femi, described about the protest under Jonathan being political than any other. Also, former President Jonathan talks about independence without nation building. All this coming up on Morning Crossfire this very morning. This is Morning Crossfire with Femi Live. I'll be back.
Back of the biggest talk on your number one station for talk, Nigeria Info.
Mom, are you going? Audio Jungle.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go.
This is Nigeria Info.